returning, welcome back. Alright, so today I am going to be working on this rabbit hutch. Now these two we've had since before we moved here. We actually moved them here with us. So that one was built first, and then this one, and then Frankie added this extra little thing onto it. Now the main frame is still really sound, so we're just going to repair it. I gotta do this door, I gotta do the wire in this one, and I gotta redo this door. So this is our older hutch. It needs a little bit of work. See that hole right there? I gotta fix that before they get out. That's where they've ate through. And then on this side, they have another space they're trying to get out. You're guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. And Troy's gonna wake up soon, so I'm gonna get done what I can get done while I can get that done. I am a terrible carpenter, and I am borrowing all of the tools except for this is the only tool I have. Enough said. But it gets the job done. Let's go. So, just gonna measure. Okay, so it's 13 and a half wide. 13 and a half tall as well. Another reason I'm not a good carpenter. Probably not going to measure like I should. My brain works weird. Now, I realize that my ends are not perfectly square. They're rabbits. They're not really gonna care. Let's see if it fits. Voila. All I gotta do is take off the hinges and replace them. Put them on here. But probably first I'm gonna put some wire on here. So I made it actually go ahead while Troy's sleeping and make the other door frame for this, for the other one. Good to go. What are y'all doing? Okay, so I went ahead and fixed these. Really simple. I just used some snips, cut this out. This will probably go on the inside of the cage. It'll look like this from the outside, probably. That way the rabbits aren't as prone to chewing on it, because if it's right here handy, why not? Alright, so I don't really want to get the air compressor out because Frankie's almost home, but the saw's not far, so I may go ahead and cut out the pieces of plywood that I need to patch those holes. Yeah, that's probably my next thing. I didn't really even, come here. Okay, I didn't really even measure the holes. I'm just guesstimating. Again, they don't really care if it's square or not. I believe there's 3 of them. Okay. And that's just a guide. It's not, I will likely cut it straighter than that. With a saw, you can't help it. Leave the camera alone. Oh, thank you. I'll set it right there for a minute, okay? Okay, I see why Frankie had the big pieces of plywood pulled out. They've actually started eating all the way across that big hole right there. Some down in here, some up here, some right in here, all that. So I guess I will put a big piece in there. Same thing with this one. Uh-oh. See all the damage? As you can see, I did decide to go ahead and patch up that hole. So this will remain a 3-stall pen. Patched up that hole. And now I just got to do the backboard. And the backboard in this one. So stinking close. It's just not quite there. If I hadn't put this little board up, it would have fit, but I'm not taking it off. So we're gonna go cut that piece of wood. Ducky, 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 ducky. Ta-da! Alright, now I'm going to get a piece for that. Okay, now I did not measure that. So it does cover all the bad spots. There's a little space over here left, and I will probably end up patching that eventually, but for today, this will work. And voila! Now then, in truth, they are going to chew on that as well over time, but it's better than building a whole new cage. Alright, let's get to working on our doors. Made the doors for this one and that one. I'm thinking I'm gonna do this one first. And I'm gonna replace all of this wire too, so I'm gonna probably take the wire out first. That worked. Nice and easy. Okay, so fun fact, this whole thing was actually one roll of wire. And then throughout the years, we've just kind of patched it and covered it. We took out this wire, replaced it, and now, see, originally I built this to where everything can come off. However, when I did that, I was not thinking about the work that it would take to get everything off. And I was not thinking about where am I going to put these 4 or 5 rabbits while I'm doing this, because you have to take off the roof, which is almost a whole sheet. And actually, when you look at the plywood, it is a whole sheet. And then these, all of these are supposed to come off individually. However, I can tell that it was like my first build, because I did that, you know, and then I used nails instead of screws. If I had to do it again, I would do screws, and I would probably make each individual box and then screw down each individual box. Now this also has the dividers, and on this one I did make it long enough to grab, as opposed to the first one that I built. But we still don't, we did originally, but we don't so much anymore. Probably now, because we have so many rabbits, so many breeders, we don't open this to use as grow out cages. We have the tractors. So I'm gonna cut the rest of this junk out. Alright, so I have all the wire out, and now I'm going to cut a piece to put in here. I'm not going to get complicated and cut this little nook out and everything. I'm just going to make the square and staple it to the bottom of this guy. This should be fun. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm just going to measure from here to here. So I've got 25 from this point to this point. Now the reason that it's, because there's these little bars right in here, you can probably see this one. I'm actually going to have to fold the wire and tack it to these bars. In between here is about 22, 23. And this should fit right like that. I'm gonna cut. So it's still a little too long. Cut 2 more. Okay. Now, let's see what we're looking like. Well, for whatever reason, neither of these staple guns, the trigger's not working. I don't know why, and I'm not a carpenter, I don't know how to fix them. But we're gonna improvise. Should be right there. Why is that being so difficult? This thing's really pissing me off. Fact is, might. Okay, well that's not the way I saw that going down. My plan was to staple this. However, neither one of the staple guns I have worked. So I ended up putting some boards and screwing them. However, I don't think that I have the power to actually shove them all the way in here. Maybe Frankie can do a little better when he gets home. And he may not like it at all and take it off and have a better idea. That might happen too. We'll see. Since I don't have any staples, I can't finish the door. I mean, I have staples, but the trigger is not doing what it should do. I mean, I don't understand. We're not plugged up, so I'm not worried about that. But it didn't work anyway. Anyway, so it's still sturdy. If this was the best you could do, it's still sturdy. The only thing now that I'm looking at that I don't like is there is such a crease right in here. That's gonna cause me problems. See what I'm saying right here? There's such a dip in here. That's gonna catch all the things. So if I had to guess, Frankie's gonna have me take it apart, and we're probably gonna build out a frame from the inside, cut this wire to fit, and then staple it to the new frame. But you never know if you don't try, right? I still would like some staples. Alright, we'll see. Alright, it's the next morning. I am working on finishing these up. I'm also going to go in and tack, before we moved here, we had some wire that went under here. We used to have goats, and we're trying to keep the goats from going under here. So we had some wire. When we moved here, we took it off. Well, this is still here, these little pieces of it. So I'm actually going to tack those down so nobody gets snagged, in particular my children. So, I just tacked this down with the stapler, and I just reinforced this one with the stapler a little bit. I need to come through and staple this back, and put my doors on, and I gotta staple the screen to the doors. Okay, so we'll do that real quick. So I kind of goofed yesterday when I was having trouble with the stapler not working. I did not check the pressure. When I plugged it in, it cranked on, so I figured it's building pressure. Turned out that's not how that works. Needless to say, my husband laughed and laughed and rolled his eyes a little bit. Alright, so when he fixed it for me, when he fixed it for me, he did not realize my measuring. So he used the wrong screen, but that's okay. I'll just trim this one up to fit. You know, because he's a real carpenter and things should be square and precise and normal, and I'm not. No biggie though, we'll just trim this. Okay. So alright, this is gonna be the challenging part. Okay, so I think you missed all that, of course. Anyways, I put a notch right here to line this up. I had this put on backwards, so I had to flip it around. And there was a staple up here that I had to pop in, and a staple down here that was catching. Ta-da! So now I just have to put the latch on. And I'm gonna go check on my munchies, because they should be up now. Hey, how we doing? Alright, so it is September the 28th, I believe. I finally finished up the rabbit hutches. So, Odin's out here with me, Troy is napping, and I just finished putting the hardware on the doors and attaching the doors. And as you can see, it works beautifully. So we finally finished up the cage. Our doors swing beautifully. Put the hardware on. This time I put the wire on the inside of the cage so they won't chew through the wood as fast. Which is what happened to the doors. They chewed on them, and it won't be long, and I'll be redoing several of these. See how they've chewed right here? It won't be long, and I'll be redoing the other doors as well, but not today. So both of these doors open and close beautifully. Alright, thanks so much for watching. Continue to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye, y'all. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Oh, then. Say bye-bye. Where's my smile? Where's my smile? Say, ooh. 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 Aha. Get in there. There it is. Ooh. Say bye-bye.